do one more for right now. Time passed, and many people filled the earth. Everyone everywhere had forgotten about God and were only doing bad things all the time. Remember how everything was coming unraveled? People were forgetting about God. It's because they were separated from Him. God's heart was filled with pain, and He saw what had happened to the world He loved. Everywhere was disease and death and destruction, all the things that God hates the most. Now Noah was God's friend. There's Noah. Which was odd in those days because no one else was. Noah listened to God. He talked to God. He just loved being with God, just like you do with your best friend. Noah, God said, things have gone wrong. People have filled my world with hate instead of love. They are destroying themselves and each other. And my world, I must stop them. First, we'll build an ark. Do you know how to build an ark? Well, neither did Noah. Luckily, God knew and would show him how. Look, ark is a really big boat. It's got to be so big because it's going to have to hold 2 of every kind of animal and 7 of some of the kinds. A storm is coming, God told Noah, but I will rescue you, I promise. I will send animals to you, ones that creep and crawl and slither and slime and gallop and hop and bound and climb. And don't forget to pack everyone's food. The storm is going to wash away all the hate and sadness and everything that had gone wrong and make the world clean again. Noah up there on that ladder, building the ark. God thought up a way to keep Noah safe, but Noah would have to trust God and do exactly what God told him. So Noah built an ark, short for a very large boat. Noah's neighbors came out to watch and to point and laugh because they didn't believe Noah about the boat or the storm or needing to be rescued, and Noah must have looked rather silly. His boat was in the desert. The desert was nowhere near the sea, and there wasn't even a cloud in the sky. Why would anyone need an umbrella, let alone a boat? Oh, look at all those animals. Think you would have liked to be in a boat with so many animals? Might have been kind of cool, but maybe kind of stinky. Noah didn't mind so much what other people thought, but he minded what God thought, so he just did what God told him to do. When the ark was ready, God said, "All aboard!" And Noah's family and all the animals climbed inside. Then God shut the door. I think this is Ollie's favorite part. Look at that crazy looking water. Whoa. Do you like that, Oliver? And it started raining for minutes. That joined up into hours. It joined into days. It joined up into weeks and weeks. The rain joined up into puddles. That joined up into rivers. That joined up into lakes. That joined up into a flood that covered the whole world. Their boat that had once been so big suddenly seemed very small. But in the middle of the huge storm, in the crashing waves, in all the thunder and lightning, through it all, God was with them. That must have been scary. And God kept them safe for 40 long days and 40 long nights, and finally the rain stopped and the sun came out. Noah threw open all the windows. "Hooray!" everyone shouted. Noah sent out a dove to explore, and it wasn't long before she came back with a fresh olive leaf. Everyone knew exactly what that meant. She'd found a tree and land. The water was going down. At last, whoa, the boat landed quite suddenly on top of a great mountain. That's Mount Ararat. As soon as it was safe, God said, "Out you come," and so they did, everyone skipping and dancing out onto dry land. The first thing Noah did was to thank God for rescuing them just as he had promised. And the first thing that God did was to make another promise. "I won't ever destroy the world again." Like a warrior who puts away his bow and arrow at the end of a great battle, God said, "See, I have hung my bow in the clouds." And there in the clouds, just where the storm meets the sun, was a beautiful bow made of light. You guys seen rainbows before? Beautiful, right? This was when the first one happened. It wasn't long before everything went wrong again. But God wasn't surprised. He knew what would happen. That's why before the beginning of time, he made another plan, a better plan, a plan not to destroy the world, but to rescue it. A plan to one day send his own son, the rescuer. And his name is Jesus. God's strong anger against hate and sadness and death would come down once more, not on his own people or his world, not No, God's war bow was not pointing down at his people. It was pointing up into the heart of heaven. The rainbow means that God promised never to destroy the earth again with a big flood. That means his covenant, his promise to us. I think that's the end of that story. And we'll start another one just in a few minutes.